Welcome back to the finale of my playthrough of Onimusha. Hopefully this will not require another redo at some point. I love this game, but I don't want to record it anymore. Get out of my way. One thing I forgot about as this game went on was the kick attack that you can do that will sometimes knock enemies down so you can finish them. You're a git. Fortunately, this is the last thing that I'm going to need to do as Kaede, so I don't mind getting hit there because it's not going to matter. This music is oddly triumphant considering we haven't really done that much. Mostly I really like the soundtrack, but not so much the last couple pieces of music we got. They're not bad, but they're just not vibing with me like the earlier stuff was. All right, so let's catch a boat. And we get more of that wind blowing in the distance, which I like.
Watch out!
I knew you would come. You are so impressive for a mere human. But you are late. Our dark ceremony is starting. Yumaru will be sacrificed in front of Princess Yuki.
No!
Princess Yuki cherishes Yumaru. If he is sacrificed in front of her, her sorrow will peak, making her blood its most delicious and strongest, granting our Lord Nobunaga more power when he drinks it.
That is why you took them? You will suffer for that!
Now, my dear baby, consume that human over there at once!
They don't really explain that, but here we are with an annoying boss. She spawns those crab dudes, and I use that unlockable sword to deal with them, just to get them out of my way. I've got the wind sword here because it has a lot of range to it, so I can do that. She likes to hang about in the air a lot. She can be really annoying to deal with. And then using magic, I can get rid of a lot more of those enemies. Clear some space, and then this is where the gun comes into play. That's why I made sure to upgrade all the bullets I could to burst bullets, because apparently those are the best. And we want nothing but the best for Bug Lady, don't we? Although apparently we got cheated out of a more sexy transformation scene with her. Piss off. As you can see there, I wasn't quick enough to hit her after she attacked. But you can generally get her with magic. It's a lot easier using the wind magic because it has so much range to it. Of course, it's probably the weakest of the magic, but still. That's also why you want full wind magic when coming into this boss fight. I would say the ranged weapons are almost essential to this boss fight. You can defeat her without them, but it's a lot more annoying. It's still annoying even with these things because you still have to watch for the enemies that are going to come down. But at least it gives you some kind of viable option for hitting her when she's floating about. My goal originally was to use the lightning sword, but she got away too quickly. I don't know why she's making noises like she's attacking when she's far away. Something I forgot to mention last video, R1 is your targeting option. For these ranged weapons and for Coyote's throwing daggers, it is essential for accuracy. That's what I was using when I was aiming at those big dudes with Coyote last video.
I ignited the gunpowder! Hurry! Come on!
Kaede. Hang on, Kaede. Rest here for a while. This nightmare must end! Now! Princess Yuki, Imemaru, we will save you!
Yeah! Yeah! Now this triumphant music works. This is our lead up to the final fight, so it makes sense that we would get some triumphant music. There are still enemies around. If you go straight to where you need to go, then you don't have to deal with any enemies in here. However, I want to refill my magic. I'm going back over here. Fortunately, I'm going to ignore those enemies that are going to spawn in that room once we go back. Upgrade everything that you want now because it's really your last chance to do so. Save that game, refill magic, and let's go. Yeah, not dealing with any of you. I'm surprised nobody spawned here. At this point, I wish no more enemies spawned. Alright, well, we got the great bow and the great arrow, so let's go ahead and do this. As soon as I can find the item. There we go.
You pathetic human worm. Impressive you've come this far, but ultimately futile since your journey ends here. Only demons can enter.
You. Why don't you go back to playing with your worthless little toys? I have no time for you.
What did you say? How dare you? A mere human mock me? Fine then. It's time for you to fight my greatest creation! Come on, Silly! Come on, Silly! Crush!
Right, so I mentioned I wasn't going to use this sword for any bosses. Fuck that. I tried forever to fight this dude. Now, admittedly, part of my problems involved me forgetting I had so many healing items, but still, it was not going well. And this part in the gameplay is pure anger from me. I got fed up with dealing with him. I tried everything I could think of, and I could not find a good strategy to deal with him. I've done it before, 3 times, but for whatever reason, this time I struggled and I could not get a decent run with fighting with him with normal weapons. So I said, screw that noise. Now, I really like the music in this area, this overall motif, this kind of demon realm, but it's peaceful. There's a fountain there. You can refill your magic. They should really provide some healing items. I know there are a couple medicines in chests in that boss arena, but I could not find them. Also, if you go through the Dark Realm, that's where you would use the item you get from the Dark Realm, and then you would get the sword. So technically now, using it is perfectly okay because this is where you would have it anyways. I will not use it for the final boss. Also, when Samuel was carrying Kaede back to that room in the castle, it's a good thing that, 1, no enemies ever spawn in that room, and 2, no enemies ever bother him while he's carrying her back. Oh, piss off! I really hate these things. I don't see the point in spawning enemies before the final boss. I guess you're in a demon realm, and the whole idea is that, well, of course there are demons, it's a demon realm, but from a gameplay perspective, I don't like this. All we're doing is walking down this spiral walkway. And it looks kind of cool and everything, but it feels like a pointless area. Yeah, that last boss that I dealt with, easily the worst part of the game for me. I do not like dealing with him. Piss off. And that's the last of the Mook enemies. Fortunately, there are medicines. And the enemies respawn if you want to kill them and then go save. They respawn, so there's no point. Anyways, it's time for the final boss, but first, let's equip a normal weapon. I will go through all 3 of these in this fight.
Welcome to our little ceremony. Come here, Nobunaga. Drink her blood from the grail of despair. Ha ha ha!
Stop! Even if I die, I will destroy you!
Right, so King of the Demons. What you're supposed to do is wait till he gets down like that and then just hit him. I would actually save your magic. That's something I learned in my previous playthrough, but for some reason this time I didn't do that, and I'm not sure why. As you can see, you can get a lot of critical hits in on him. What you should do is use the magic to interrupt his attacks. I do that occasionally during this fight. Something else about him, if you hang out on the left side of him, he has an instant kill move. Apparently you can actually get out of that. I never knew that. Unfortunately, I don't know how to get out of that attack. But if you stay to the right, then he can't do that attack. See right there, I handled magic perfectly during this fight. I don't do that often. I'm pretty sure I wanted to magic attack him again there, but I got hit instead because there's a delay on the fire magic. There's a delay between when you press the button to when he actually uses that magic attack. I didn't notice that with the wind or lightning, but the fire one, there's definitely a delay there. Oh, piss off. It burns! It burns! I don't know if that soul absorber actually does anything to him or if that's more just meant for normal enemies. But I figured I'd try it. So, King of the Demons, huh? I don't know if he gets more. Well, I don't want to spoil things too much, but there are 4 more games and we're taking him out here, so go figure. I should have used a normal attack. That was a waste of a magic attack, unfortunately. And there's no items to refill your magic in this game, which is unfortunate. They would rectify that in the sequel. Alright, Fortinbras, it's time for you to go down so you can come back as a dude in a white suit. Which makes no sense. Just die. Don't worry. He's gonna fall eventually. Sure wish I had some more magic. The fire sword is your strongest, so that's why I'm using it here. Without any magic, I figure I might as well use my biggest damage dealing weapon. Ha!
Kaede, let's get out of here.
I'm fine.
We cannot stay here any longer. Run!
Yumemaru!
There is no escape from me!
Forget about me! Go! Yuki! Kaede! Yume Maru.
The demon's ambitions were shattered by the hand of Samanosuke and his friends. However, when Yoshitatsu Saito died the following year, his feeble-minded son, Tatsuoki, became the lord. At that time, Oda's army returned to Mino province and conquered the Inabayama castle, putting an end to the history of the Saito family. However, it is unknown as to whether demons were involved. After the downfall of the Saito family, Princess Yuki went to stay with a family friend, the Baron in Sakai province. His name? Sokyu Imai. However, in less than a month she would leave. With Sokyu's blessing, she left in a ship to see the world. On Samanosuke's advice, Yumemaru accompanied her on this journey. On the other hand, Kaede desperately searched for the missing Samanosuke, but never found him. In the following year, Mitsuhide Akechi employed her as his agent. She continued her job until she died 14 years later in a war at Yamazaki province. As for Samanosuke, no one knows what happened to him.
Well, that's it. We did it. Onimusha complete for the third time on my channel. This is a fun game. I do like revisiting it. I don't love the tank controls. The remaster, the version that you're likely going to find as the way to play this game, has an option for analog sticks, and that is definitely a plus. I played on emulator because I wanted the save states, plus this will give some continuity to the series since there were no remasters for 2, 3, or 4. So when I do the rest of the series again, at least everything will be of similar quality. And as we do at the end of all my playthroughs, victory sip. As for what happens to Samanosuke, we will find out more about that once we get to the third and fourth game. Nobunaga was superfluous to this game. He will be important in 2 and 3. And then that little guy that we did not get any kind of closure with, he will be back in the fourth game as Hideyoshi, even though he looks completely different. A lot fatter, actually. Disappointing about Kaede, although everybody's got to go sometime. I would like to have seen her again. She could have been a cool character to add to the second game, since that game already had a kind of party system anyways. It would have been nice, but oh well. Well, that's it for this playthrough. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in whatever I do next.